Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Josh from Duncan's Land and Livestock, also Forward Agricultural. I know it has been about a month and a half since we last spoke, or last I made a video, and you can blame this guy here. This is the CC7500. This is the big project I was talking about in the last video so long ago. This is a 7,500 US gallon anhydrous tank, well, dual tanks rather. They're about, if I remember correctly, 26.5 foot tanks. Each tank is 3750, of course. It's on a 36-foot in total frame, including hitch, and everything was made entirely from scratch by myself. I had a lot of testing from Dan Finley and Jared Wall, the guys at Forward Agricultural, along by my side, and I had a ton of help from John from Perma's Modding. Such a great dude. He, if anytime I had a question on how to do something, of course I wanted to do it myself, but he was always right there to help me out and guide me on through it, so learning things was a little bit easier to deal with. But this is a massive, massive machine, and I am really stoked that I was able to make this. I just wanted something different, for Farm Sim that nobody's really ever had before for anhydrous. Myself, I gotta admit, I'm not a big fan of anhydrous. I'm more of a 10-34-0 guy, so, liquid fertilizer is kind of my game. That said, that's on the cards as well. The next project that I'll be working on will be for the public, and it is going to be something similar to this, and it's going to go ahead and adapt to pretty much any air drill that's you're gonna see in Farm Sim. So I hope everybody's excited for that, because I will be starting that probably next week. I'm going to try and keep up the content on here, but this is kind of on the table at the moment, so I'm really pushing forward for it. So a couple little bit of details here. We have all of our proper warning labels for the hitch, the steps themselves, because we don't need anybody slipping. We have our proper warning labels over here, and also our disaster labels over here. Disaster labels, in my opinion, would just be, if something pops or breaks on this, this is the amount of time you have to run. The amount of time that you have a precautionary situation to make yourself scarce so that things can get taken care of. But this is just kind of the details on that. Details on how to handle anhydrous ammonia. We have our proper labelings over here, along with our logos, our phone number, and our tags on both tanks, in the rear and the sides. We have our proper filling and our input hoses and connections here, along with some sturdy chains to make sure everything stays together. Optional beacon, that will stay optional alongside all of our lighting setups, our turn signals, our hazards. Those are all appropriately set up. The dials on the rear and the sides both show how much pressure you'll have. You're looking to sit around 250 when you're at full. That should just be 85 to 15% inside the tanks, so that's what you should be looking for. The valves do work for input and output, so that's all situated. We have our warnings on the back there as well. All lighting on the sides work. We don't really have any in the front, not really necessary when we're running behind a cart. The connections do work appropriately, and our hoses are just kind of bundled up there nicely. We have some leather straps to hold everything together for the electric and the output hose, or I'm sorry, rather input hose. We're gonna go ahead and snap those back together. We have the C850 here, custom modding C850. We had Flint Hills John Deere bring that on down to us for a demo. We hooked that up nicely to the 76-footer here. We may be looking to make a swap, because we don't really have room or, honestly, capability to run the 7950 with the anhydrous. It's just more of a hassle to run that down to the front, whereas the C850, custom modding made the design on that extremely well and extremely accurate, and we just like the way it runs. So we're going to go ahead and demo the C850 and see how it compares to the 7950. That said, the 7950 does not have a rotating a rotating tank option. So, we can only have dry fert and seed in that, whereas opposed to the C850, it's optional. So we can fill the entire cart with seed, and then we can run our 7,500 gallons of anhydrous back here. That's going to make for a long haul before you have to refill. That is going to be awesome. I'm really excited to see how it goes. That said, I'm sure you remember that we have the Fendt over here, the 1050 on triples. As much horsepower and, you know, traction, well, to ground power that we can get out of that thing, it's not as much as we can get out of Dan's number 10 9620 here. He was generous enough to bring that on down. He lives out north over that way there. He brought that on down for us with his wonderful Canadian flag. And that's going to be able to generate enough horsepower to be able to pull this pretty much field train here. I mean, I guess it's not a field train until we throw a 100-foot, the 3420 on there, but you never know, maybe in the future. But to be able to pull 850 approximate bushels of seed and 7,500 gallons of liquid, we're going to need something strong, and that's why Dan came through and really helped us out with that. I appreciate it a ton. Dude's fantastic. We're just checking the mid-row banders here, getting all the seed thrown in there. We had the co-op bring us down in hydrous because we just moved into the yard. I know I talked about that in the last video a bit, but we didn't really get to install much of our own stuff. We have our diesel tanks over there, which the co-op has been here for a little while, configuring those and throwing in about half full on each just to be safe. And then we have our large liquid fertilizer tanks back there, which we will utilize. Man, I cannot talk right now. It's about 5 in the morning. So don't mind me. But we'll utilize that for the sprayer. We still have the 4440 right there. We had to get some stuff done for winter for that. We threw on, I think I talked about in the last video, but we threw on the floaters for that, just for less compaction, really. Less ground pressure, to be honest. I wasn't really feeling the duals as well with turning. It was kind of obnoxious. Dan left one of his trucks here, it looks like. It might be Dan's. Might also be Frank's. I can't remember, guys. It's been way too late. Now, with the CC7500, you know, that stands for Colossal Cart, 7,500 US gallons. I'm sorry, Colossus Cart, Colossal, sort of the same thing. Colossus, you know, it kind of came to me to just use, I don't know, I'm kind of a nerd, so using, like, large mythical monster names just felt appropriate for machinery, or implements, rather, that are so large. So, I guess you'll be, you know, intrigued with the next one. The next one, I'm trying to just think about what to name that, but it's gonna also be very large. You know, I really put my all into this. It's been nearly 2 months. Started from scratch. Literally everything other than the wheels. Borgo, those guys brought down these here, the Firestones. We have a few sets. The other sets are in the garage, or the shed back over that way. We have them kind of rotated a little bit at the moment, but I don't know. I might toss them all on so that they are opposing to the C850. You know, just to keep compaction appropriate, I think. You know, a few things I would have changed if I had known them prior would have been a couple textures. There's a couple splotchy spots of paint that I'm not really happy about. What else? You know, the beveling of the edges of the frame, you know, I didn't think about it prior. And normal mapping and spec mapping wasn't really something I knew all about. So I didn't really get much of that done. You know, I have a couple bevels on the edges here and a couple down here, but nothing like I could have done. So for the next project, I'm really going to pay a lot of attention to that and make sure everything looks nice, because it's not just going to be for us at Forward Ag, it's going to be for everybody. You know, we're going to release that everywhere that we can and make sure that everybody's, you know, getting the hang of it and being able to use it alongside their machinery as well to speed up production, because honestly, large-scale farming for farm sim is getting really popular, a lot more popular than I've seen it in the past. So I really hope that everybody's going to like that, and I'll keep everybody updated on when we're going to start. But I think tonight, you know, I just wanted to really give an update. We're going to go ahead and fill the C850 with the seed here. It shouldn't take too long. I think the flex tank in the middle makes it so that everything fills up nice and quickly. Yeah, it does. It's going to go right on through the sides. 850 bushels. That is going to be a fun time. I don't know why I didn't drop the ladder, but I'm just going to go, whoop, and I just fell down the side. That's a sprained ankle if I do say so myself. Let's load up the wings here. Mid-row banners were looking all good. Fold that on up. Look at that. 798 bushel. Maybe I can go ahead and pull forward here. Hey guys, it's actually the next day here. Sorry about that. The video recorder cut us short yesterday and would not work. But we were just loading the seat up into the C850. We got everything kind of situated last night prior to heading out and heading home. Just a few things we have to do this morning before we're going to go ahead and everybody eat some breakfast and get ready for seating. We're probably going to start with the large field that we have. Let's see if we can just get this little 863 out of here. Probably going to start with the largest field, just because that's the most important one at the moment. But there were a couple things. I'm going to swing over to the cart, and what a beautiful morning. Look at that. Look at that. We're just going to swing over to the cart. There was a couple things I wanted to show you that I think I lacked on mentioning. Shut that off. You are loud. You are way too loud. These connections here, these are custom connections that I personally added to the C850. They go down to the front. It was a whole lot easier than having to worry about attaching something to the 7950. And everything just kind of runs to the front of the cart itself. You know, these are custom joints. They're not something that you're going to find on the on the C850 when custom modding works on their Patson cart. So, you know, this is kind of just for our CC7500, but I really do like the way that everything sits. You know, we have this hose running down to the front there. Everything kind of matches up pretty darn well. We have the electrical wiring running up to the middle here, connecting to everything and rerouting to the front. And then the hose there goes down to the fan. And it all just kind of meets up nicely. And I'm really happy with the way it worked out. And it just makes the connections, as opposed to having to be like, you know, I've seen some carts where they have them up top here, or they have them kind of running the hose down all the way through the side lining here, and I wasn't really looking to do that. So this little tiny faceplate connection that we have here works out just fine. But we have to run down. Trying to think of what I want to do first. I have to grab the def trailer real quick, Mr. Thunder. Gotta grab that, pull that out, just so we can hook it up to the Dodge. Yeah, I did trade in the other Dodge for that one. The other Dodge was giving us a bunch of RPM issues, and honestly, I just needed something different. I like the color. We got the logo on the back, and I don't know. I'm just being picky, I suppose. It works out well for us. Let's run on down here to the auger. We gotta grab that, and we're gonna transfer the seed from the 50-foot trailer to the mini little Merit trailer. So yeah, this is also what I wanted to show you. We set these guys up like this. Kind of a neat, you know, we just use the backhoe ground augers to line up to the, oh geez, how long are those? I can't even remember. I think they're the 130s maybe. Could be wrong. Don't quote me. I'll have to check. They're just the standard Westfield augers. But the way that we have it set up is so that when you run a Super Bee over it, you'll be able to unload each trailer at the same time. So this one here will run over with the front trailer, and this one will be the rear trailer, and you can actually unload them at the same exact time and fill your bins a whole lot quicker. I'm gonna go ahead and lift up that auger real quick. Let's see here. Get that up off of the edge of the bin there. That was way too darn close. You, my friend, need a whole new paint job. What about you? Yep, you too. Holy crap. Jeez. We have this newer auger here. Like I said, we got this one from Dan a while back, and we actually haven't used it very much. So I think this is going to go ahead and be our, probably be our seed auger. So lift this up here. Now can I think I'm just going to lift it up like that. I wonder how... I think I'm just going to have to reverse this the whole way, unless... Let me see how simple driving this forward is going to be. Let's find out. Bring this way. Oh, this shouldn't be too bad. It's kind of choppy. Kind of getting pretty choppy here. Yeah, this is actually really difficult. But we're making way. Just very... No, don't drive into the... Nope. That's not what we want. Don't drive into the shed. We haven't even used that shed yet. Boy, this is a bad idea. I should have... Honestly, I didn't back it up the entire way because I really just didn't feel like listening to the backup beep. That is beyond obnoxious. But this does have its own motor, so when we get it over to the trailer, I'm just going to kind of have it run itself. Kind of like the Brant auger. Same thing. Except I do like the steering on... Well, obviously not the steering on this right now, but we can blame that on the Bobcat. But I like the steering that this auger has itself. Those little wheels are on the bottom. The tray wheels are honestly super helpful. So let's go ahead and see if we can get this at least lined up comfortably. There we go. Back you up. Shut you off there. Jump on here. Yeah, I know I gotta start the engine first. Jeez. So yeah, see, this is all controlled by just a little bit of leverage. So we're gonna run this. Let's see here. A little shifty, isn't she? A little bit shifty. What if we want to lower this down just enough here? Just so we can... You know what? I'm trying to unload an empty hopper. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I think I might actually have to... I don't like that little bit of bumping that's going on. I don't know what's going on there. But that is obnoxious. Let's go ahead and jump into the Kenworth here. Bring this up on over. I might have to lift that auger up a bit. Let's see, can we run it or... Ooh, just shy. Look at that. I'm still gonna lift it up because that's sketchy, but let's see here. Lift you up a bit. There we go. Make sure that's out. Run that just like that. I think I'm gonna have to grab the other Kenworth here, just attached to the 50-foot, because nothing's gonna unload from that trailer if we don't. So let's see here. It's been a minute since I've recorded any kind of video, so you know, talking on camera is kind of foreign again for me, and I'm trying not to sit here and stutter and slur my words, but it's pretty early in the morning, so don't mind me. But I just want to kind of, I suppose, just give y'all a little bit of an update, you know. I feel like it's been quite a while, so let's see here. Let's make sure these are attached. Let's see what we can get out of this. Oh, other way there. There we go. Let's open up our connections. Okay, we got our pipe out. Let's go ahead and unfold. Now, I'm kind of curious. If we move this down, flatten that to the ground, can I actually unload with this auger into the trailer that I'm currently smashing into? Love that. I don't know. Okay. All right. We just had to read our connections appropriately. Let's go ahead and pop up on the back here. I know this unloads extremely fast, but that worked out pretty fine. We just had to read our connections. It's been quite a while. I haven't done much on the farm else other than work on that cart, so boy, let's undo all this because we're not going to need any of this afterwards. There we go. We'll just leave that kind of there altogether. We'll leave that for now. because all we're trying to do is get ready. Nobody's even here yet. I'm the first one down here, so we'll cover this up and bring it on over next to the drill. Make sure this sits nicely. We only have about 576 bushel in there, maybe almost 77. What else were we looking to do? Ah, that's right, we have to worry about the def. We do already have def, but the co-op's bringing it down in a little while. But I think I'm just going to take what we have in the tanks over there and fill everything up. And about here. Pull a quick U-turn. There we are. Alright guys, that's going to be it for this video. Like I said, we're going to, get to seeding on the next one. Make sure you guys can check out how the CC7500 does. Like I said before, don't worry, we are going to have something for the public. We're going to get something out there that is big, and it's going to be adaptable to any air drill you're going to run. So don't worry about it. And hey, if it's not your thing, look out for the future. We're going to have some stuff, smaller stuff for planners. So even the smaller drills, it'll still work with smaller drills, but that's okay. We're honestly really looking to do sizes about half the size of the 7500 and then larger. So yeah, I guess you'll just have to wait and see. But if you have any suggestions on names, if you have any suggestions on what you're thinking we should do next when it comes to this equipment here, let us know. I know the next one's definitely going to be liquid fertilizer, so everybody can use it. I know not everybody likes to use anhydrous. So yeah, I think that's about it for this video. I will catch you guys later, and I hope y'all have a good one. Take care.